These are my theories. This is my alt account. As you can see, the bridge burner. Just in case I need to clarify, I'm being sarcastic. This is not my alt account. So they cooked up a theory that the One Piece is a flag. And I think that makes a ton of sense. Let's read the whole thing. I have a comment somewhere down here. Right here. Let's read the whole thing. We now know from Vegapunk that Joy Boy was the first to be known as a pirate. Going by the attitude of the world government today towards the pirates, the 20 kings in Emu would have done all in their power to defeat Joy Boy, both at war, as well as his ideology of being the freest man on the seas. The most symbolic way to do the latter would be to burn his flag, or the Jolly Roger in this case. True and real, everything makes sense. I believe that while they were successful in defeating him, as evidenced by the fact that Emu apparently has Joy Boy's straw hat as a trophy, this is unconfirmed, this may be a completely different straw hat, we don't know. They were not able to erase his ideology, as we still have pirates today. Not only that, obviously Roger started the pirate era. What I think happened was that, and he started the pirate era after he reached Laugh Tale, right? What I think happened was that they were able to destroy Joy Boy's ship in the war, but were not able to burn/destroy his Jolly Roger. So while the ship was destroyed, one piece of it remained, and thus the name of the treasure, as it symbolizes all that pirates live for. And that is what Emu and the world government hate so much, and are doing everything they can to prevent today's pirates from getting their hands on. During the run-up to Laugh Tale, maybe the Straw Hats' Jolly Roger would be damaged by the world government, and when Luffy returns to Laugh Tale, he is now flying Joy Boy's Jolly Roger along with his own, much to the chagrin of Emu and the world governments. And that could be the flag that the entire alliance against the world government could rally to during the final war. Judging by the fact that Luffy has inherited both his fruit and his will, if Joy Boy also designed his own Jolly Roger, then it should be something wacky like the Straw Hats' Jolly Roger would explain why Roger laughed. And I left a comment under this. You can't see it. But basically what I said is that this is one of the only theories in my mind that makes perfect sense from the perspective of Roger laughing. Because Roger would have reached Laugh Tale, and in my brain, his reaction would be, "Oh, ho, 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 Joy Boy. You already marked this as your land. I guess we were too slow." So the only thing they did was laugh. And if the Jolly Roger is ridiculous and dumb-looking, then it's even more so the case. And yes, this would also tie back into Luffy, like standing with Hirolik's flag in Drum Island, which is also the location where we learned Goldie Roger's full name. So this person right here, the bridge burner, I think they cooked, and they cooked hard. I am fully on board with this theory. I am genuinely yoinking this theory. This is now my theory. This is the single most believable thing in my brain that matches up with just about everything. This obviously doesn't really explain the whole "it's too early," but like, we don't know if the too early part is to do with the world sinking, if it's to do with the weapons, if it's to do with Luffy specifically. Maybe they're like all getting old and there's no way to band under the banner. But I think the One Piece specifically could easily be a pirate flag, and I love this idea. I love it. I love what it symbolizes. I love how it fits into all the existing lore. I love everything about it. I really, really hope this is true. Let's read what people have to say about it. Surprise twist. Joy Boy's Jolly Roger is also a straw hat, except it looks like just like the original Jolly Roger that Luffy made. That's why he laughed when he got to Laugh Tale. The Jolly Roger looked like shit. I think it's more so a case of it already being marked, you know? And it also sort of makes me think about the moon. You know, because like the mission to the moon, putting down like America's flag, marking your territory, all of that, right? Because like the whole announcing that this territory is mine is also a huge, huge deal, right? So not Luffy, Joy Boy getting to Laugh Tale and marking it as his land would also be kind of like, oh, we reached here for nothing because it's not even claimable anymore. Like this land is already someone else's. I love this. I love this. There's one more though. There's one more theory. We're not going to read the whole thing, but this is another theory made by one of my alts. JCB Gear is another one of my alts. I have many Reddit alts. It's what I do. I make Reddit alts and I write up One Piece theories. So basically, we're going to read the TLDR. This is all about Elbaf. This is incorporating Norse lore, everything we love. This is incorporating Skypiea, everything a lot of people love as well. We're going to go down to the TLDR. I'll obviously, let me link this in chat, actually, right away. Okay, TLDR. The ancient kingdom was located above Elbaf, on top of the tree that's located in the middle of Elbaf. So this would be Yggdrasil, right? The world tree from Norse mythology. We know it exists because it's the Adam tree. We know that Elbaf is obviously the Norse land. Loki has been introduced. So I think all of this will come into play, right? I think all of this is safe assumptions. This is how some travel to Sky Islands, like when Gonfall discusses the alternative paths to Sky Islands. I think when Vegapunk says that the flooding made traveling between islands and seas more dangerous and difficult, he also meant that the white seas and Sky Islands as well. The tree in the middle of Elbaf is a giant treasure tree Adam, and it survived the war during the Void Century, which is how it became renowned for its durability. The ancient kingdom being on top of the tree would also be perfect combination of technology and nature, truly showcasing how advanced the civilization was. So this would be Asgard, basically, the land of gods, right? From Norse. It doesn't really make sense because in Norse, it's not really at the top of the world tree, but in like a lot of branching stories from Norse mythology, you will often see things portrayed in Yggdrasil itself. Like in the branches of the world tree, there would usually be like cities, locations, something like that. In Norse itself, it's like a different plane of existence. It's like a different world. But it's the same thing. Also, the tree still stands standing. What am I saying? And the ruins on top allude to the idea that no matter what man builds, nature prevails in the end. Mother Carmel learned of the giants' devotion to Nika, and used this to our advantage during her kidnapping days. After the Void Century, the Celestial Dragons took over the Red Line from the Lunarians and made Morijua where the Lunarians previously lived, God's land. So this is that recontextualization of Asgard, basically. Is like hijacking what was supposed to be their land and making it their own. In the same way that Devil Fruits are like a recontextualized thing. The war started as a result of growing tensions between humans and Joy Boy and his allies, culminating when Joy Boy decided to bring Fishmen and Merfolk to the surface. The 20 Kingdoms saw this as a declaration of war because Joy Boy's forces would have been too strong if they all came to the surface. The humans couldn't keep up with all of them, as well as the power of Devil Fruits. So this is basically also my theory, right? That the Devil Fruits upset the power of balance, and that's why the war started. This only has 240 updates, but I think this theory makes a ton of sense. There are a few like shortcomings in this, as like the author notes themselves, but generally speaking, I think this is another one that really makes sense. And I think this would also explain why, like, number one, why it's Shanks' land, right? Of all the emperors, and also two, the fact that like the remnants of the ancient kingdom, we haven't even heard about them. We haven't talked about them at all. It's just like a vague mystery that we know exists because it's on Elbaf. If Joy Boy really is basically the same as Luffy, he wouldn't claim, except to protect his friends, which doesn't seem to be the case on a hidden island like Laugh-Tale. I don't necessarily think so, because I think like Luffy's, you know how like Luffy's obsession with like what are they called? The Beatles. I think for Joy Boy, it would be almost akin to that. Like, he discovers a new island, and he's just like, this is mine now. Like, this island is just mine now. It's, like, not meant to be an actual claim in terms of territory, in terms of, I'm going to fight you. But he just discovered a cool-looking island, and just said, it's mine now. And that's it. Because, like, yeah, Luffy only claims islands in terms of, like, a protection pact. Right? But we don't really know, like, what the Emperor's way of thinking is when it comes to, like, claiming islands either. Like, Shanks has also claimed Elbaf, supposedly. But it seems like he's also doing it as just a protection pact. You know? So, who knows? There might be something else on Laugh-Tale that is worth protecting. Like, we also never know. Maybe that's where... it's gonna get real morbid. Maybe that's where the rest of Joy Boy's crew is lying dead. Buried 6 feet under. The crown of the king, at that time, is also a straw hat, symbolized the crown. That's why is there a giant one? Yes. I believe the straw hat is the one true crown. Yes. I think that's what it is. The only thing that I feel like, is kind of like... because, like, a lot of this stuff does tie directly into Skypiea. Right? Like, the whole... what's it called? Like, the big stalk. And stuff like that. And, like, the whole Gonfall stuff. Etc. And also the world government's obsession with giants. If it's not just a case of giants are very powerful and giants hold on to Nika, like the fact that there might be something above Elbaf 2 and the remnants of like the ancient kingdom, all of that could tie into this very, very well. I'm not fully convinced by this theory as much as I am with the flag theory, because I think this flag theory is genuinely like close to perfect in my mind. This one, I can see Oda doing a few different things. Whatever the case, though, I am like 1,000,000% certain that something is up in Yggdrasil. And if not up, then down. Because like in Norse, there is also the Well of Mimir at the bottom, right? That's like the thing I keep going on about. In Norse, what's his name? Odin gives up one of his eyes to drink from the well and get knowledge from Mimir. And that's when he loses his eye. Which would also nicely fit into the whole, when we see an eye patch, that's when you know you're going to see like the end of One Piece from Oda. That said, I think Luffy actually poking his eye out would be kind of messed up. That said, Luffy almost already poked his eye out when he was a kid. So you never know. Yeah, I've seen people talking about like the whole kingdom stuff with Luffy as well. It should be Usopp instead of Luffy? Maybe. Maybe. I can see it being Usopp, to be honest, yeah. Because like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which one of them loses the eye, right? And if Usopp's dream is to become a brave warrior of the sea and he gets like the typical pirate eye patch, it could be cool for Usopp. The only question I have is what is it gonna do to like his aim? Because, you know, he wouldn't have depth perception. Also, I'm pretty sure I had... Did I close it off? Hold on. Because we got, I'm just gonna pull up Arthur's tweet. We got like a few more shots of Elbaf in the anime as well. And it looks like just about what I wanted, with one big exception, which I'm actually low-key worried about. Just low-key. Not high-key, low-key. And not low-key as in Loki the mischievous one. This is just a tweet from Archer. So these are like the shots we got in the anime. And the only thing, because this looks like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like Norway, basically. The only thing that worries me slightly is this is, I think, the tree. Like this right here, I think is supposed to be the tree if you can see my mouse. But I would have loved for the skies to be colored in colorful branches. That's what I would love to see. Like if the entire sky was colored in like weird figures from the world tree. It looks like they're going with just like a... like the typical Nordic look, you know? We'll see, though. Because, like, my perfect envisioning of what this should look like is this. So, in Valheim, you have this, right? Like, throughout the entire skies, you have these giant branches. So, this is obviously Yggdrasil, right? Because Valheim is just Norse. And you would mix that with none other than the Elden Ring tree. It would be this vibrant across the entire sky, but it'd be sort of like this color. Like, it wouldn't be this bright yellow, but it'd be, like, colorful. That's what I want. But they're going with, like, a more low-key look by the looks of it. That's Norway, I've been there. I want to go to Norway so freaking bad, but, like, I want to do, like, the whole 3-week thing. And I know that, like, one of my friends was there, and, like, if you really want to go, like, through all the fjords, I think that's what you call them, like, through all, like, the mountains and stuff, a lot of people have to just eat fish all the time. I don't eat fish. I don't like fish. So I think I'd starve to death there. But I really, really want to go. Like, this is at the top of my bucket list of places I want to go. And this is not that far from me. This is, like, what? Just over the pond, basically. One day I'll go, and I'll film a whole adventure. Me going to Elbaf IRL. I was memeing about, like, everyone being at AX now, right? Because, Anime Expo starts, I think, like, next week. And the funniest part is I could go for, like, a 3-week trip, to, like, Norway or whatever, and it would still be cheaper than going to the US for, like, I don't know, a week. Going to the US is just insane.